What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be testing a bunch of new makeup. I feel like I've been doing so many of these testing new product videos, but there's so much new products coming out, so I'm trying to keep up with it for you guys so I can test out and review as many products as possible for you guys that you are interested in. So for today's video, we have a mix. It's not solely high-end, it's not solely drugstore. We basically have a mix of both high-end and more affordable. Interestingly enough, most of the complexion products are high-end, and then as we move into basically everything else, we have more affordable stuff. Like we have some newness from e.l.f. I'm really excited about. We have the ColourPop Land Candyland little collab, which is super cute. I'm really excited to test out a bunch of stuff from that collection. A lot of it's so adorable. And then we've got the new high-end stuff as well. So I'm really excited. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these types of videos so I know to keep doing them. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so first things we have are from e.l.f. These intrigued me. These are new. These are the e.l.f. Energizing Facial Oil Mists. So I don't think that I have ever used a facial oil mist. Like obviously I use like facial setting sprays and stuff all the time, but not ones that are like a legit oil. I wonder if this is gonna be like a mix of oil and water, or like a mix of oil and like a less oily product. And these are gonna retail for $5. There's actually 6 of these in total. I just have 3 of them. So I think I'm gonna go in with the citrus oil, the energizing one, just because it's in the morning now when I'm filming, to give me a little energy for the skin. This doesn't have to be used specifically as a primer. It basically just says, need a boost, mist onto face throughout the day as needed. So you can use it as a primer, a setting spray, and then just throughout your day to just like mist on your face. So we're gonna use it today as a primer and just see. So the scent is definitely lighter on this, so I like that. Didn't really leave an oiliness or anything on my skin, so I feel like it's almost more so in the marketing. It doesn't say the exact ingredients on here. Like I'm sure there is citrus oil in here, but it's not like this is like just like oil that you're spraying on your face, which is kind of what I had initially thought when it says facial oil mist. So it's not gonna leave you like oily or anything. So that's actually really nice. Is this like essential to your makeup routine? Probably not, but if you want something that smells a little nice that you can like mist on your face, these might be for you. So I wanted to test those out just because I was intrigued by them. We do have a new setting mist that we'll use at the end from e.l.f. But for now, let's continue on. My hair behind me is getting hot in here. Now to actually go in and prime the skin, I'm really excited about this. So this is new from Too Faced. This is the Plump and Prime Luxury Face Plumping Primer Serum. So that sounds really cool and interesting. So when I saw this, I was excited because I like their hangover primer. So I was interested to see what this one's all about. So it's just a little pump top. Pump some out. Ooh, this feels really, really nice and silky. Sorry, my phone. Should have had that on silent. But this feels really, really nice and silky. Wow. It's a different consistency to the hangover primer. This one is a little bit more silky. The hangover primer is more like almost a lotiony feeling, where this is more like a serum almost, it feels like skincare or something. And it has a very light, like fresh scent to it, but unless you like smell your fingers, you're not really gonna smell it. There's not a ton of scent in it. And it feels like my foundation is gonna apply like really nicely over it. So really nice, I like this. Okay, for our foundation, this, I'm interested to see like what this is all about. This is new from Bobbi Brown. This is the Skin Longwear Fluid Powder Foundation. So it's supposed to be a liquid foundation that will turn into a powder. So we're gonna see. I have 3 shades here, so I'm gonna just do swatches to see which one will match me best. So this first one is Natural. Just swatch it so you guys can see. Then we have Cool Beige. Put that on my hand. These are all looking a little light so far. And then we have Natural Tan. This one will probably be my best bet. So I'm gonna go in. It actually looks pretty good on my hand, like once it's all blended out. So I'm gonna go in with that one on my face. And just to give you a little background on this before we go in with it, there's 28 different shades. It retails for $40, and it says that it's a light coverage with a matte finish. So let's check it out and see. Like I said, it goes on very much, you know, this is a liquid, but then it's supposed to turn into a powder is what they say. So we will see. Do you guys hear? I don't know if my camera would have picked up on that. My stomach just growled so loudly. What in the world? I'm filming before I ate breakfast, so it's probably mad at me, but like, a girl's gotta film, you know? When the lighting is good. That was so loud. All right, now I'm just gonna go in with a little blender and blend this out. I wonder if like the liquid to powder aspect is really just because it's a matte finish, because I guess you could say really any matte finish foundation kind of turns into like a powder, you know, when it dries, because it doesn't stay liquidy. It's, you know, turns more matte, which would be typically like a powder finish. So maybe that's just more in the marketing. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Definitely is a light coverage. But it looks pretty on the skin, like it looks healthy, but you can see like where I have some scarring and stuff from blemish. Mama needs a little more help in those areas. I'm just using an up close mirror to really check this out. It looks good on the skin, and it actually does. Like, it's a matte finish, so I get where they're saying that it like turns to the powder. Like, it does look very natural, almost as if I just put a powder foundation on. I am gonna go in with a little bit more just because I said, you know, I do have some problem areas that I'd like to cover up a little bit more. So let's see if we can build this up to be any more coverage, but then we can also just go in with concealer in any areas where we can't really build it up. And there is SPF 20 in this foundation too. If you want some extra added SPF, this foundation's got it. I do, even though this is light coverage, and you guys know I typically, you know, much prefer full coverage foundations, I feel like there's a time and a place for a light coverage like this, and I actually do like the look this is giving to my skin. It's very natural, but it is helping to perfect it. Like, it almost looks like, you know, maybe you just have like a little powder on, maybe it's not like full on foundation, you know, kind of in between. So I actually like the look that it's giving to my skin. It covered up most of the redness that I have in my cheeks, but again, where I have like some acne kind of issues, it's not covering that up as much. So those would be the areas that I'm gonna go in with more concealer just to cover up. And we do have a new concealer today that I'm really excited about. So this is a brand new from Makeup Forever. This is the Matte Velvet Skin High Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. So I actually really like the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. Even though I have dry skin, it's not drying to my skin, so I've always really liked it. So, and it's very full coverage and gives like a flawless look. So I am excited about the concealer, because if the concealer is like the foundation, I'll probably really like it. So I have shade 3.2 here. This one's a little bit darker. Like, I'm not gonna use this underneath my eyes, but I'm gonna use this on the two acne stars I have. Maybe it's a little light, I don't know, we'll see. This might actually work for under my eyes. And I'm gonna just blend that out on there and see if that helps to add some coverage. It is adding the coverage, it's just a little light, but hopefully it'll all work. Oh, it looks like this is actually a nice coverage. So I'm actually gonna just go in with that exact same 3.2, and I'm gonna just use that underneath my eyes because that actually looks like a good shade. It's kind of like a, it's not like a pure liquid consistency, like almost a little moussey, which is interesting for a concealer, I feel, but it's cool. It has a very soft doe foot, so I like that. I'm gonna bring a little down the nose, just in the center planes of my face, and we will just blend this all out. The real moment of truth will be on the under eyes, but so far as to how it's performed like on my actual face, I do like it. But the under eyes can be a whole nother story. So let's see. It looks nice. I wouldn't say this is as full coverage as the foundation is, like, because this foundation, the Matte Velvet Skin from Makeup Forever, is like flawless coverage. I wouldn't necessarily say this concealer is like the fullest coverage concealer I've ever tried. Like, I would still say Tarte Shape Tape and like the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer from the Born This Way line are probably a bit more coverage than this is. But nonetheless, I think this looks really nice. And I have a matte foundation on with the matte concealer on top of it right now. My face does not feel dry. So that's a really good thing. I'm hoping that it won't turn to feel more dry throughout the day. I will update the description box, so check down below as to how the concealer and the foundation last and if they make my face feel dry. But as of right now, even though they're both matte products, face feels fine. So that I'm definitely liking. I'm gonna jump in just with Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana real quick to set my under eye area and just set that concealer in place so that it doesn't move throughout the day. I'm just setting the other areas that I put the concealer. And then now I'm testing, like, this foundation, it doesn't feel tacky or anything. Like, it did dry down, but I'm still gonna set it with a powder just like I do with every other foundation, because that's just personally what I like to do. But I would say with how this feels, like, this is a foundation that you could get away with not setting because it actually does dry down. Like, it's not still tacky like a lot of foundations can stay until set. So I'm just gonna hop in with some of the Too Faced Born This Way powder and just set the face down. All right, I zoomed you guys in because we're gonna get started on the eyes now. And the next product we're gonna be trying out, I'm very excited about. So this is new from Benefit, and it's called the Brow Micro Filling Pen. So these are basically supposed to make your brows look microbladed, which I like, really like that look. I tint my brows, but I've never been bold enough to like microblade them because I'm scared. But I have light brown and medium brown here. So this is basically what it looks like the brush. I don't know if you guys can see, but it has like little ridges in it and it's supposed to make it look like it's like, you know, mimicking brow hair. So I'm gonna swatch them on my hand so we can see. It is really light. So this one is light brown. So that one actually is pretty light. I may need to use medium brown, but it looks cool like how it does them because it's just like little hair-like strips. If you guys can see. Like, it's more natural, but that's actually really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna use medium brown because I think that'll be better. So let's, I don't know how to do this. I'm like gonna go in, I guess, and start making little strokes. I always feel like with these products, I like them, but they're harder to like define out the brow with. So it might be best if you go in with a regular pencil first, define out your brows, and then use this to do the hair-like strokes. But I wanted to use it on a clean brow so we can see, you know, exactly the difference that it's making. Oh, that's cool. I like it for the front because I always do the front of my brow lighter, and if you guys can see, it makes it look more natural than just like this like block brow, you know, in the front. So I like it for this front part. I feel like for the back part of my brow, it'd be better if I just filled that in with like a regular brow pencil and then kind of use this on the front. So I think that's what I'm gonna do on this eye. So let me go grab a brow pencil. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with my little trusty CoverGirl brow pencil on this brow to fill in this back part of my brow as I normally would. This brow is my more wonky brow. I feel like we all have one. We all have one brow that we like and one brow that we don't. At least I think so. And this one is my not my favorite. All right, so that's good for that outer part. Now I'm gonna go in with medium brown and I'm gonna like feather in the front part. Oh yeah, I like that. Like it gives the look of brows instead of just like the back part of my brow that's like, you know, obviously it's filled in. I like that look more in the front. So on this brow, if you just did this whole product on your brow, it's just gonna give you a more natural brow. If you want a more bolder brow, I would say use this in conjunction with like your typical brow pencil, but it looks really good in the front. So I actually really like that. So I'm gonna just fill this brow in a little bit more in the back so that they match, but that's a really nice product. I think it's really cool. Alrighty, now we're gonna move on to the eyes. I'm really excited. We're gonna use the new ColourPop Candy Castle palette. This looks so cute. So it's more pastel kind of colors, which aren't my favorite, I'll be honest, because sometimes pastels can just show up basically not vibrant on the eyes. But we're gonna see. I have high hopes. There's a lot of pinks in this palette, and then we have that pop of like yellow and green. So I'll try and fit like one of them in somehow into the look, because I'm gonna try and use as many shades as possible. So I'm gonna go in first with Lord Licorice. So cute. And I'm just gonna pop this shade in the crease. I would say if I had to pick a favorite kind of game, like from my childhood, it honestly probably would be Candyland. Or did anyone ever play the game Mall Madness? It was like, I feel like it wasn't as popular as like Candyland. Like Candyland's like iconic. I feel like Mall Madness, I don't know how many people know it, but I also really liked that too. Because you guys obviously know I'm more of a girly girl, and that was definitely like one of my favorite games. I always would try and get people to play with me. Then we're gonna jump in with King Candy and pop that on top. This is more of like a pastel, like corally shade, but it seems to be showing up, which is good. Again, pastels just aren't my favorite to work with, to be completely honest, but this collection was too cute and not to test out. And it's interesting too, because I feel like the palette gives me such spring vibes. Like I think like Easter when I think like pastels and like these kind of colors, but maybe because of everything obviously going on, potentially it could have gotten like pushed back or something, because now I'm like all gung-ho, like ready for fall. Is anybody else like that? Like I am just so, I love fall. I'm so ready for it. Then I'm gonna go in with Grandma Nut, and on a little bit of a denser brush, start to build up that pink tone on the crease. See, this is actually really nice because again, pastels can be wonky, but these really aren't. Like they're showing up pigmented, which is nice. That was basically my biggest concern. Like these shadows aren't just showing up as like lackluster. So that's pretty. Now I'm gonna go in with Plumpy. This purple looks really pretty. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna just go on my finger and apply to the lid. That is really pretty, and definitely is like a duochrome aspect to it, like shines different colors depending on how the light hits it, which I like. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Galoppy. I'm gonna put that on the outer kind of corner area. I actually kind of like this. I look as is like a little bit lighter, but I wanna use as many colors from the palette as I can today. I'm gonna just go in with a tiny bit of this in the outer corner and outer crease. This one definitely has a purpley undertone to it, which is actually nice. It ties in. Looks a little bit more like just pure brown in the palette, but it's like a deep dark purple when you actually use it. And I'm gonna mix together Galoppy with Candy Crush. I'm gonna do mostly Candy Crush because I don't want it to be too dark, and then just a little bit that deeper, and bring that on the lower lash line. Oh, and I actually just noticed while doing this, this ColourPop palette has a mirror. Because normally when I use ColourPop palettes, a lot of times I have to use like a separate mirror. Because I would say maybe half and half of their palettes have them, half of them don't. This one does, so I do really like that. Blending that on the lower lash line. It looks pretty good. Now on a small brush, I'm gonna pop in with Cravings, which is the yellow shade. I'm gonna pop this in the inner corner. Ooh! See, this one was one that I definitely thought was like not really gonna be pigmented, and it is. That's pretty. Like now I'm like, dang, okay, I gotta blend this. And then we're gonna go in with Sugar High, which is this white, and I'm mixing a little bit of Cravings, the yellow, in with it, and I'm gonna put that on the brow bone area. Wow, this actually exceeded my expectations. Like this is probably my favorite pastel palette that I've ever tried, I think, because it still performed well, so I can't really say anything bad about that. And the pop of the yellow kind of ties in because my dress is yellow, so it all worked. Okay, for our liner, I want to jump in with the new One Size, which is Patrick Starr's brand that is actually sold at Sephora. This is their Point Made Bodacious Black 24-hour liquid eyeliner pen. This looks really, really nice. Looks like it has a nice, precise tip. I'll show you guys a little swatch. Whoa, okay. She is pigmented. So we're gonna go in and do a little winged liner action with this. Wow. Yeah, this is very pigmented, which is really nice. Like, I'm not even pressing hard at all, and it's very, very pigmented. I like that. This is really, really nice. Works really well. And so far isn't fraying in the inner part of my eye, so we'll see, because normally they all do. I don't think it explicitly says on here that this is waterproof. It says 24 hours, so maybe it is. Okay, yes, I just checked the website. It is a waterproof liner, so we'll keep an eye on how it does in my inner corners. But so far, I like it. And he also came out with like regular liners, so I'm gonna use this in my waterline. This is the Point Made Bodacious Black 24-Hour Gel Eyeliner Pencil. So I'm gonna go in my waterline with that. And then also tight line a little bit with it. This is very pigmented as well. So hopefully it lasts in the waterline, and then we will be good to go. All right, I'm just gonna pop on some lashes real quick. I don't have any new ones, so I'm just gonna use the Salon Perfect 614s. All right, now for the face, we have these adorable little blushes that are part of this collection. So I wanna try, well, I guess I only have 2 cheeks, so we're only gonna be able to use 2 of them, but I will swatch them. So this is the first one in the shade Jolly. Ooh, this feels really, really nice. I love this like mixture. Do you see that? Because it has that little touch of shimmer in there, so it gives this beautiful shimmer. Wow, that's stunning. Let me wipe my hand off, and I will put the swatch on my hand too, so you guys can see. So that is Jolly. That's so pretty. Then we have Gumdrop Pass. Beautiful as well. This one's a little bit more purpley. And then we have Gummy More. This one's really pretty. There. So that one's a little bit more like neutral, I would say. So obviously I only have 2 cheeks, so I'm gonna use these 2 just because the Gummy More one is like the most natural one. So it's probably the one that's gonna show up the least when it's actually applied to the cheek because it's just a more natural color. So you know what, maybe what we'll do, hang on. I'll go in with a little bit first on the cheeks, and then we can just go in with the other ones and see if what I think is correct. Yeah, see, this one is more natural. Ooh. It smells really nice. I like the scent. Gives you a little sheen, but nothing like crazy on the cheek. Now on the other cheek, I'll go in with Gumdrop Pass. This one's the darkest one, a little bit more purple toned, but still really, really pretty. So these are all pretty natural, honestly. And you can apply these with your fingers if you want and probably make them a little more pigmented. I just prefer to apply them with a brush because they're kind of like almost cream. They're like in between cream and powders, honestly. So you can apply them with your fingers. The ColourPop, what do they call these? Super Shock cheeks, and get a little bit more pigment, but I've always liked to just apply them with a brush. But I like this one, it's pretty. And then I'll go back in on this cheek where we have the more natural one with Jolly and tap that one on. Ooh. The scent on these is really nice, actually. See, just like a more natural, this one has a little bit more like orangey coral tones to it, as opposed to this one, which is a little bit more purpley, if you guys can see the difference. Not crazy like boom pigmented, but pretty. I'm just gonna bring this brush over here just so we can kind of make the face match. For the look purposes. Okay, now for highlights. These I was so excited about. These are so cute. So e.l.f. came out with new bite-size products. So they had these little exact same package, but it was like 4 eyeshadows, and I actually really liked them. But now they came out with the bite-size face duos. So you get 2 different products in these. So each one has a blush and then a highlight. So obviously we've already used blush, but I figured that we could use the highlights. And I'll show you guys swatches and stuff, of course. So this first one is Spiced Apple. More kind of peachy looking blush, and then a golden highlight, very pretty. Then we have Cantaloupe. This one is the lightest one. I did these out of order, so the one that I just showed you is kind of the middle one. Now this one's the lightest one, Cantaloupe. So you get like an orangey kind of blush. I'm not crazy about that as a blush color personally for myself, to be honest. Ooh, but that highlight, honey. All right, so we're probably gonna have to use this highlight on at least one of our cheeks. That's really pretty. And then last but not least, we have Pomegranate. So this one is the darkest one, more of like a wine toned blush. Ooh, that's stunning. I love that for the fall. And then a bit of a deeper highlight, but still really pretty. So you know what? Since there's 3 highlights, I can do one going down my nose. So we'll just do it that way so I can try all 3 on my face. So first I'm gonna go in with Spiced Apple. So this was the more medium toned one. And I'm gonna use different brushes for each of these. We don't cross them, but I'll go in with that on my cheek. That is so pretty. Definitely has like a bronzy kind of undertone to it, but still pops really well. Like that's really, really nice. I like that. On the other cheek, I'm gonna go in with the lighter one. This one's Cantaloupe, and we'll apply this one. Ooh, yes. Okay, this one is beautiful. It pulls a little more icy, like when it's actually on the face. Like it's more tan in the pan, but on the face, it definitely pulls more icy, but still really, really beautiful. And e.l.f. definitely killed it on these. These are really, really nice. It's like some of their older highlights highlights, you kind of had to like scrape off a little from the top to really get like to make the highlight good. Like at first it wasn't really good, but over the years I feel like their highlights have gotten a lot better, and these are really nice. So no complaints on that. That looks really pretty. Then I think this one will be a little too dark, but we will go in with pomegranate. I'll just do it down my nose. I'll use the other side of that brush and just pop that down the nose. Oh, that actually doesn't look too dark. So I feel like this one actually ended up being the darkest one. The first one we went in with spiced apple was the deepest one once swatched to the skin. When swatched on the face, I think this one is a bit lighter and looks really pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit of this one on this side so that we don't look like we're wearing 3 different highlights, even though we are. Okay, now for the lips, as part of the ColourPop Candyland collection, they came out with these. These are their glowing lip balms. So there's 3 of them. I'm gonna put them all 3. We'll do lip swatches today. So the first one is Mr. Mint. At first I thought it was gonna be green, but it's not. And I'll apply that. Oh, okay, so these are like light, like not much color to them at all. Ooh. I understand the mint now. It smells just like mint. That's nice. I actually like that. And it gives a little bit more of like a lighter, like frosty kind of look to the lips. So this is Mr. Mint. Then we have Peppermint Frost. This one is more pink. I love that these smell like mint because then it'll make your breath smell good. But yeah, definitely. I thought they were going to be a little bit more pigmented. They look like they're going to be, but they're really not going to give you much color at all. Just more of like a balm sort of consistency to your lips, which is what they claim to be. So that's Peppermint Frost. And then we have Let's Chill. So this is the darkest one. Yeah, so as you see, it gives a little tint, and they kind of have that more like frosty-ish undertone to them, but it's nothing like super crazy. And there also is this. This is the ColourPop Land. This is Princess Lolly. I think it's like a roll-on lip gloss, which this brings me back to my childhood. Like I used to use those. What was the brand? I think Smuckers. Are they still around? Like Smuckers Lip Smackers or something? I don't know. But I feel like I used to have these. So I'm gonna roll it a little bit on my hand. Yeah, okay, so it's just like a clear gloss. So I'm just gonna roll it over. Oh, this actually feels really cool. Like this little like ball thing rolling around actually feels like cooling to the lips. I actually like that. And it smells like lollipops. At first I thought this was just more gimmicky, like I would literally never use this again, but this literally feels like really nice. It's like a little massage. So I feel like I actually will. And it gives a nice little glossy look. All right, and then last but not least, we have setting spray. So this is the e.l.f. Stay All Day Microfine Setting Mist. So this is basically supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter. So we're gonna see. All right, so I'm gonna just, I think it says to shake it up, yeah. Oh, I literally just started shaking it and some of it came out. So I'm gonna put the top back on, shake it with the top on, and you can hear there's like something in there. Like it's like when you shake up like a like can of spray paint. That's interesting. All right, let's go in. Okay, the mist was very fine, so I can't complain about that. It has a strong scent. It's like very florally, which I don't mind scent. To me, this is a little too strong though. I'm going a little bit more. Yeah, it's kind of like a lot. I would have preferred it to be a little less scented, but if you like, you know, you want, I guess it'll make your face smell good. So I do have some weird like marks on my foundation now from that, but I think it's just as it dries, it's doing that. So let's wait and see. All right, so now that it's like dried down on my face, it didn't do anything wonky to the foundation. It dried normally. If you like stuff that's scented, you'll probably like this. It's gonna make you smell good. For me, it's probably a little too heavily scented and I probably wouldn't use it again. I prefer stuff that just has like a lighter scent, especially when it's like a face product like that. All right, you guys, so I think that is everything for today. Wait, you know what? That is not everything. How could I forget? We have the highlight from the ColourPop collection. So this is called Cream Frostine. This is the Pixie Puff highlight. So at first I thought this was a face highlight, but then once I got it, I realized it's more meant for the body because obviously like if you were using this on your face, it would literally last you the rest of your life. It's a big thing and it comes with a really big puff. So it's really meant to go on your body. So let me zoom out so you guys can see a little bit better. Put my chair up because we're gonna put it on the chest and see how it looks. So let me get this little, has like a little plastic seal in here. Okay, so I can already smell, this definitely has a scent to it, but I feel like for like all over your body, I don't mind that. Kind of like a perfume, so I just tap some in the top here. I'm gonna go in with the little puff that it comes with, get some on there. Ooh, this is pretty. Wow, I hope that it picks up on camera. This is so pretty. Like, I hope you guys can see when like the light hits it, it adds such a nice sparkle. Wow. See, I much prefer powder like body highlights like this than to a lot of the liquid ones that are coming out. I just feel like, I don't know, the liquid ones, some of them will just never dry down and then you always kind of feel like sticky and awkward, where these ones I just feel like a powder for me personally is like easier. I prefer that. And this is really nice and the scent's really nice. It's like kind of vanilla-y and it's gonna make you smell like vanilla cupcakes. Wow, I actually love this. And I'm not normally like crazy about like body products like this, but this is probably my favorite thing from this collection. So pretty. Oh, I like that. And like just makes you like glimmer and glow, you know, when the light hits you. So I really like this. Would be nice on like the shoulders too, and just make you nice and sparkly. So this is really cute. Probably my favorite thing from this collection. So I'm glad I didn't skip it and forget about it. Like I almost did. So that is everything, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!